Get ready to dive into a world where empires stand on the brink of war and terrible monsters tear at the fragile borderlands of men. The Adventurer-Conqueror King System Imperial Imprint, or as we like to call it, Acts 2, is now live on Kickstarter. Acts 2 is the new edition of the acclaimed best-selling fantasy role-playing game. You'll find everything you need to enjoy epic fantasy campaigns with a sweeping scope. Whether you want to crawl through dungeons, experiment with alchemy, crossbreed monsters, run a merchant emporium, raise an undead legion, or even conquer an empire, Acts 2 supports your playstyle. Acts 2 integrates experience point mechanics, making campaign activities a seamless part of the core gameplay loop. Your character levels up in new and exciting ways each time you play, adding massive replayability to each of your adventures. Acts 2 offers 18 character classes, 378 spells, new combat mechanics, and so much more. Support Acts 2 on Kickstarter today.
How powerful is the Cox network? So powerful that one day, the internet will let your doctor perform miracles from thousands of miles away.
Connecting to remote operating room.
Giving a whole new meaning to the term house call.
Operation complete.
The Cox network. With gig speeds everywhere. It's internet built for tomorrow, today. Cox, bringing us closer. In Cox serviceable areas, speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms apply. Other restrictions may apply. How powerful is the Cox network? So powerful that one day, the internet will let your doctor perform miracles from thousands of miles away.
Connecting to remote operating room.
Giving a whole new meaning to the term house call.
Operation complete.
The Cox network. With gig speeds everywhere, it's internet built for tomorrow, today. Cox, bringing us closer. In Cox serviceable areas, speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms apply. Other restrictions may apply.
Knocked Prone is a clean, chaotic, and deep podcast for D&D nerds. Find more ways to support our show in the episode description.
Last time on Knocked Prone, you hear the monochromatic scream of Sparkelle as she is melted into a pool of lava.
Can I use hold person?
You stun Professor Pistachio. He's frozen in place. You hear Sparkelle's voice that says,
"Taking down 4 hostiles."
Sparkelle, we're going to take care of you. And he's going to disconnect and take that circuit board and pocket it.
Thank you. My story isn't over yet.
And then see the note and run over and open it.
have some things to work out. Feeling tormented with my own thoughts. I'm going to the Archivist's tower for more wisdom. Heart dash, and then there's an A, but it's scribbled out, and beside it is written Cassidy.
I need answers. I'm going to the Archivist's tower.
Zag, I won't let you go alone. That's where Cassidy is, then I want to find her.
Cassidy's not even my concern right now. I need to stop Thorn.
Whether you're a halfling, a giant, or somewhere in between,
round the table with your friends, playing Dungeons and Dragons.
And if life ever knocks you down, your dice will surely turn around. Roll your stats, it's time to quest. Let's put your characters to the test.
You guys are exiting Greyhaven towards the Archivist's tower with this map that Dale has made you, Dale the intern. As you're approaching, you exit Greyhaven. Now that you have this map, it is so hard not to see this huge, massive tower 1,000 yards outside of Greyhaven City. As you're looking at it, you almost have this compulsion to look away. It almost seems like there is some sort of magical energy over this tower to make people have to ignore this tower. You're able to muster through this kind of like brain fog that it causes on you, and you notice this massive library that War was telling you about, that it's filled with these ancient texts and magical artifacts. The tower is said to hold knowledge of the ages, and it is rumored that the Archivist himself was a very powerful wizard able to unlock the secrets of time. As you walk down this cobblestone pathway that is leading right up to this gray tower of the Archivist, what are you guys talking about?
Zag is just going to say to Efimia, I know that you're probably, coming with me more for Cassidy, but I think you should know I'm not going to the tower for Cassidy.
I mean, to be honest, I wasn't quite sure why you wanted to come at first until you mentioned something with your brother. Is he at the tower?
I don't think he's there, but you know that I made I made a mistake. Thorn should never have been in power. I put my trust in somebody that I shouldn't have.
Well, I know that.
I know you know. You've told me that you think that. And you were right.
To be honest, I'm not sure we would have turned out much better with my plan of having Orcus, so I probably would have done the same thing in your position. But I also understand your choice, because we were both trying to go for what would benefit us.
It has been the greatest mistake I've ever made. I have to stop him, no matter the cost. And I think at the tower I can find the information I need to stop Thorn. And that's why I'm going.
If you need my help with that, I am here.
I'll gladly take it. Thank you.
Let us hope that Cassidy isn't doing something stupid up there.
I hope so. I'm going to tighten my headband. Get ready.
As you get closer to this tower, the spires of this tall tower eclipse over the sun, and you are just walking through this massive field of shadow. You see through this field of shadow as your eyes kind of adjust to the darkness. There's beautiful stained glass windows that each glimmer in the sun, adorned with 5 gems atop each one. And the Archivist's tower, a massive, imposing structure. And as you approach these massive double doors that are at the bottom of the tower, you notice that these front doors are seemingly guarded by a group of members that you would recognize as having uniforms from the Veiled Grin on. They seem to be fidgeting with this mechanism on this door, almost as if they are trying to disarm a trap.
What are you guys doing?
A dwarven man will turn around and say, "We're just trying to fix this door. We had one of our guys touch this door and he just walked away. And we tried to get him to stop and he said he couldn't. He couldn't stop. So we're trying to fix it. We've had 3 incidents today. There's a lot of traps in this place. I don't know what to do about it. Are you guys part of the Veiled Grin?"
War sent us. War wrote me this map.
Oh my gosh, thank goodness. I thought I was giving away our secrets to maybe some Ascended Corp employees. Whew, I saw the headband that you have of Zag's headband. How'd the fight go today? Did you see the fight maybe?
I don't know if I'm ready to talk about that yet.
Oh, did Grom lose?
Grom won.
Grom won? Oh, were you rooting for Edmund then?
Oh, no.
Oh.
Ew.
No, I hate that guy.
Oh, yeah, he's a dirty fighter, I hear. Yeah, I was personally rooting for Grom. I really like that Zag guy. He seems really like a really stand-up guy.
He's alright.
Oh yeah, isn't that what he says?
That's what he always says.
Oh my gosh.
It's the coolest
You guys
thing.
are awesome. You guys can go on inside.
Okay.
So you push past this group of people and you open these heavy wooden doors and you step into this massive library. And as the air changes from the outside air to this murky inside air, you are able to smell old books, and this sense of magic kind of tingles past your skin as you walk in. What would you guys like to do as you enter?
Do I notice anything around us that would kind of catch my interest?
Roll me a investigation check.
Can I roll one as well?
Yes, of course.
I got a 10.
9.
So 9 and 10.
9 and 10? Okay.
Yay.
Efimia and Zag, you guys are both kind of searching over this library. It's just a maze of these bookshelves and staircases. And these bookshelves go all the way to this ceiling. In the corner of your eye, notice a lone bullseye lantern type of light is being shown through one of these halls of the books. But that's pretty much all you see, other than rows upon rows of endless books.
We can see a lantern through books?
Yes, so through the cracks of the books, 2 of these bookshelves make kind of this distinct hallway.
Okay.
And you can see a bullseye lantern through that.
Well, I think Zag's going to head towards the lantern and try and see what that is.
As you walk into this hallway, you are walking for a while and you see this light at the end of this tunnel. Hunched over, sitting on this desk with this bullseye lantern sitting beside her, hunched over many strange and powerful tomes, reading over them, marking them with highlighters, crossing things out. The very tired eyes of Cassidy look up from her studies and meets your gaze with torment and worry that are painted across her face. She looks at you, Zag, and says, "Zag, was it?"
Cassidy, are you okay?
Cassidy?
Efimia! Oh my goodness!
Why did you run?
It's so nice to see you again. Oh, I'm so glad you found my note. I just thought that it would help if I came here to try and clear my mind. Try to sit here for a bit.
Safe. I tried to find a safe space for you. I can't guarantee that if you're running off.
I'm sorry. What are you all here for? Are you just coming to find me because my note?
I came here for you.
Mission accomplished.
Well, that was simpler than I intended.
I needed information.
I came here for the very same, actually. If you don't mind, I haven't been feeling myself lately.
Me neither.
I can't stop thinking about being possessed by Vecna. That feeling of being completely overwhelmed by her power. How I was battling Vecna to keep her from, or at least try to keep her from taking over me. I miss her. She was terrible and powerful, but she made me realize that, well, I was terrible. I created a massive corporation that rules over these Badlands, and I made these crystal technologies to spy on the everyday home to make sure that I was able to keep that power.
Do you remember all of that now?
Yes, I was Avani. And now, I'm just back to being born old Cassidy.
Cassidy, just because you had the capability of doing those things doesn't mean you would have without Vecna.
I can't help but feel like it wasn't all Vecna who made Avani. Maybe I'm dangerous. A monster.
Cassidy, we've all done things we are not proud of. And we have done things as recently as maybe within the last couple hours. But that doesn't make you a bad person.
I'm trying to be okay with that. And I know that what Vecna and I had, it wasn't healthy. I didn't like the way I felt when I was Avani. But now that she's gone, I just feel hollow. And she gives the longest stare down this hallway, down to the end of the bullseye lantern's light, and looks at the both of you with just tears welling in her eyes.
You were taken over by Vecna for years. And it's been within, a day that you've been freed? Nobody expects you to feel okay, and it's okay to not be okay.
What if this feeling never goes away? What if I'm like this forever? What if it's better if I was just with Vecna? What if I just became Avani again and I maybe I could control it maybe I'm different this time. Maybe I'm stronger now.
Do you want to be with Vecna?
No.
I don't think it matters what you've done. I think it matters what you do from now forward. Now that you have your own free will, you'll always have me and Efimia's support.
And the good thing now is you don't have somebody else making those decisions for you. You have yourself to rely on now. And that's a good thing, because I wouldn't trust you if my mother didn't. My mother was the best person I knew. And she also knew how to judge a person correctly. And if she trusted you, I trusted you. And I think that you can be whatever you want to be now.
I'm trying. My mind I feel so lonely. I feel so empty with my own thoughts, and my own thoughts aren't the happiest. My own thoughts keep thinking back to, what if I could have changed Vecna? What if I could have been a better Avani than the Avani that I was? And was it me who made those decisions, or was it Vecna who was making me make those decisions? I don't know.
Cassidy, I can settle this right now. I'm only into the bad girls. And since Avani's been gone, you just ain't doing it for me, girl.
Thank the gods for that.
I guess I appreciate the sentiment. You sure know how to change the vibe in a room. Anyway.
How powerful is the Cox network? So powerful that one day the internet will let your doctor perform miracles from thousands of miles away.
Connecting to remote operating room.
Giving a whole new meaning to the term house call.
Operation complete.
The Cox network. With gig speeds everywhere. It's internet built for tomorrow, today. Cox, bringing us closer. In Cox serviceable areas, speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms apply. Other restrictions may apply.
I think I'm gonna get back to studying. Has the Archivist come and met you yet?
No.
Oh my
The Archivist
goodness.
is still alive?
That's a real thing?
The Archivist is not alive, but Archivist. As Avani says this, a hologram of the now deceased Archivist approaches your table that you guys are all around and asks, "Welcome to the Archivist's Tower. Much to my living consciousness's chagrin, now the Veiled Grin's headquarters. How can I be of assistance in helping you find knowledge or enlightenment today?"
Is he like a hologram?
Yeah.
Zag will be in just utter shock at the technology aspect of it. I seek knowledge, and I've been told this is the place to find it.
Yes, I've compiled many. I do have a vast amount of knowledge around in this library.
I need to know how to stop a god.
Which god? Are we talking Lolth? Are we talking...
Thorn.
Oh, Thorn.
Lolth is gone.
Yes, Lolth is gone. I see. So this is the timeline we are choosing. With Lolth gone, and who are you?
I'm Zag.
Zag Thorn. Remind me your last name, please.
I'm Fern Hollow.
Oh, you're my great nephew, I think you would be then?
Grunkle!
He reaches out a hand and he says, I've never been great about first impressions.
You're making a pretty good one right now.
Oh, that is so good to hear even after death.
Wait, that's your uncle?
Great uncle, yes.
I just found out too.
Well, we have much to discuss then. Has there been any news of my father, Amalek?
There is the Church of Amalek.
The Church of what?
Your father's Amalek?
The Church of Amalek? It's very widespread, especially now. Kind of my fault. I'm not gonna lie.
They kind of died down and they kind of came back.
Yeah, I made some mistakes, and I'm here to. Yeah, she's right though.
It's okay. I did too.
I'm here to.
That good for nothing genie. I thought that this would be taken care of, but I guess I've been monkey's pawed. Let's just say that there is a vast amount of knowledge about our lineage here, Zag, the Fern Hollow lineage, as well as my own lineage. The information that you seek actually is hidden away and protected by my own powerful magic that I casted in life. The only way that you'll be able to access that part of the library would be to take a filled vial of blood to a hidden door that I have here, and I can provide you with a knife and a vial if you need. But I do recommend, if you do fill this vial with blood, to destroy the blood quickly afterwards, because blood magic is a very dangerous ordeal to get yourself mixed up into.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Efimia, can you help me with this?
He wants you to do dark things to get into the area where he apparently hid it, and for some reason needs you to use your own blood. Does it have to be his? Could it be somebody else's?
It must be from my own lineage, yes. So if connected to the family tree of the Fern Hollow family would be wonderful. I cannot stop you. I cannot force you to do anything. You see, I am merely a projection.
But to get the information I need to give you a vial of my blood?
Not me. No, you'll present it to a door. The door will open for you.
Well, okay. Where's this door?
How do we know this isn't a trap?
You know, I have been blindly trusting in the past. How do we know this isn't a trap?
I have not been programmed for traps. I have only been programmed with knowledge.
I don't know how you've been programmed at all.
You know, it is one of the great mysteries. I'm sure that you could find a book or two about it here if you'd like.
Is it behind the blood door?
No. Just a few other books. In particular, what is it that you are hoping to find from these books?
Okay, let me just lay it all out. I grew up, I was camping a lot, and I was out in the woods, and then my uncle was raising me, and he gave me all this stone, and then I learned all these powers, and then I went on this awesome trip with all my friends, like Efimia here, and then I killed a spider, and then I had to choose who was going to be a god, and then I chose my twin brother Thorn, because I figured he's my twin brother, he'd probably be good, he'd probably help me. Turns out he's super bad, he's really mean, he's a Church of Amalek prophet, and I need to stop him.
Thorn sucks really bad.
He sucks.
He sucks
He
so
didn't let
bad.
me heal a god who he killed. He's trying to kill all the other gods. He's super, super mean. I thought he was going to help me help my uncle Kalen. I don't know if you know Kalen. I don't know if he was around when you were around, but
Kalen, are we talking of Alexander's child?
I don't know.
Oh, Alexander's my brother. Never mind. Continue.
My uncle is trapped in Shadowfell. His soul is split into pieces. I'm trying to get these pieces back together. I thought Thorn could help me. I made him a god. That was a huge mistake, and I need to learn how to stop him. He's preventing me from using my powers. I need to learn how to use my powers again. I need to learn what is a god. How do I stop a god? What can I do to stop him? And he's also mentioned that we're two sides of the same coin, two halves of the same whole. Those words have been ringing in my ears. Like as soon as he first said that to me, I can't get it out of my head. And I don't know what it means, and I just need information. I need to know how to stop him. He's killed a lot of people. He's hurt a lot of people. He's hurt me.
This might have gone on farther than I would have liked it to.
Do you need more detail?
No, that was plenty. So, if I can reiterate a little, you are hoping to find and defeat this evil twin, Thorn, whose godhood has been tormenting you since your crowning of Thorn.
Yeah.
And he's claimed that you are two sides of the same coin, and that your souls are linked together somehow.
Yep.
I'm very familiar with what you were talking about, unfortunately.
Okay.
And I believe that if you will find all the information that is required. I am unable to give you this information, for again, it is locked behind certain doors, and we are in the present company of a few people, I need not name names, who are not of our family's lineage.
Efimia, can you translate that again?
Your family lineage is kind of messed up.
Okay.
If you decide to open the door, you see a small compartment under your feet open, a small pedestal raises, and there is a small dagger and a even smaller vial that has a cork on the top that you can assume would be to contain your blood in. Just present it to the small door covered behind this bookshelf, and he waves his hands. Two bookshelves collapse inwards, leaving a small doorway behind it. Again, I warn you that if you are to use your blood for any of these things, to discard it in a way that is not going to be available for certain creatures to provide a blood pact for you.
Why are you so worried about the blood after? I'm a little... Is that weird, Efimia?
I'll be honest, blood magic is very dark. That's why am I still a little sketched out by him repeatedly pointing out that you should destroy it? Yes.
But it's a good thing if he wants us to destroy it.
I don't know.
Do you think we can trust him?
Honestly,
I need this information.
I know. I think you do what you feel is best, Zag. I will be here. I will fight off whatever I need to, including that holographic guy, whose dad sucks.
We have come a long way. Can I just say that?
We have.
We have come a long way. Okay, Zag's gonna bend down, pick up the dagger and the vial. He's gonna take the dagger to his palm. He's going to cut his palm open, drip blood into the vial, and then he's gonna present it to the door.
The door swings freely open.
Zag's going to turn back and give the vial of blood to Efimia and say, "I'll see you on the other side. Can I trust you to get rid of this?"
Absolutely.
And then he's going to walk in.
How powerful is the Cox network? So powerful that one day the internet will let your doctor perform miracles from thousands of miles away.
Connecting to remote operating room.
Giving a whole new meaning to the term house call.
Operation complete.
The Cox network. With gig speeds everywhere, it's internet built for tomorrow, today. Cox, bringing us closer. In Cox serviceable areas, speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms apply. Other restrictions may apply.
Zag, as you enter into this room, it is a large circular room made entirely of marble. A much more finely crafted room than the main hall of the library was. You can assume that the deeper that you go in this tower, the more immaculate certain decorations might be. As you are in this marble hall, you discover a tome sitting in the middle of the room, this like thick book, your family crest on the front of it.
Have I ever seen the family crest before? Is this...
You have not, but you do recognize it has a list of the names that are part of the lineage on the side, and Fern Hollow is listed.
Zag will, take a look at the book and start flipping through it.
Okay. As you read through this tome, you discover that it details your grandfather, or great-grandfather rather, was indeed a part of a powerful elven family with a very dark history. And that your twin brother, Thorn, which it does give an entire up-to-date, up to like the very minute and second that you are standing in this room. As you are reading it, actually go ahead and roll me a either history, arcana, or religion. Your choice.
Cool. 13.
A 13, okay. It seems as you are reading through this book that there have been patterns throughout the history of your family. A evil person is born, and oftentimes born, there have been many instances of twins in your family lineage, and it seems that whenever twins are born, one is born good and one is born evil. Whoever wrote this book details that one baby is formed in the womb, and then there is a splitting of the two cells when the baby is created. One half of the light and goodness of one side of the baby is formed, and then the other side is all of the things that were discarded, the bad, the evil portions of this child. Throughout your family lineage, there's been histories of good and evil twins coming together and fighting. And every time, they are claimed to be two sides of the same coin, linked together by their magical souls, connected by the weave formed throughout the planes. And you see there is a sentence or two that has been shoddily crossed out with ink and quill.
Can I make out what was crossed out?
Roll me an investigation check with advantage.
12.
With a 12, you can't quite make out what the sentences are saying, but you can see multiple places in this paragraph where the ink has been smudged away by thumbprints. And the words that you can make out are weave, disconnected, powerless, uncle, and Shadowfell. It seems that this book has a sort of annotation history as to who was the last person to edit a certain page, and underneath the scribbles there is a little number annotation that when you look at the bottom of the book is marked Thorn.
So Thorn's been here.
Thorn's been here, and he has crossed out certain information in this family book that you are not aware of what it is.
The information's crossed out. If I flip through the book, is it just that one page that he has tampered with?
There are definitely multiple pages that have been tampered with, but as you are flipping through the pages, go ahead and give me a straight luck check.
10?
With a 10, you are able to turn to a few pages that the ink and quill seem to not have made as a distinctive a mark on, and there is a dialogue between Thorn and a demon lord, and this demon lord is teaching Thorn the powers of harnessing magic through others, because Thorn, being a twin who is part of the discarded part of the forming, he was not gifted the magical powers that his other twin was. And so he formed this deal with this demon lord.
And so I'm able to make out that this conversation had happened.
Yes. And
what can I make out of it?
It's almost incoherent, but of the names on this page, you see Thorn and you see Orcus.
Thorn and Orcus.
Yes.
So Orcus was involved.
Yes.
Similarly to how Thorn was able to glean life from you as his twin in the womb, he is able to glean power from you in life.
Orcus describes a ritual, which is incoherent, you can't really make it out on the page, of how Thorn was able to steal power from major beings through the catalyst piece being his brother and him sharing the same magic on the same weave that is connected throughout the planes.
Okay, so reading that, Zag will take a minute to think, and then will say to himself, so I'm the key. Without me, Thorn has no power.
The voice of the Archivist echoes through the hallways.
And I'm
hoping that you will be able to break the cycle. In that text, it used to talk about how Thorn and you could break your connection, and how the power between you as brothers existing in the material plane with one another could break. And I'm afraid if one of you was to die and leave the material plane, the leeching power of the other one would become virtually powerless. I'm afraid you must die in order for Thorn to be stopped.
Zag will definitely take probably a few minutes to just think on that, chew on that, and he'll come to the realization and say back to the Archivist, I thought I had a lot of good to give to the world, but so far, everything that I've tried to do, all the good that I've tried to do, has only meant more harm to others. If my death is what needs to happen to stop more harm from happening to the world from Thorn, I can accept it.
I have done much research on this topic, you see, as it is part of my lineage as well, and I wanted to be prepared for this day. You will find in the back of this book, you are 2 parts of the same coin, correct?
That's what I've been told.
2 parts of the same coin are very dangerous when apart, but together can be controlled. I have an idea.
Okay.
You were once one being, Thorn and you, before the split happened in the womb.
Okay.
Maybe it would be possible for you to reconjoin, for you to retake your twin.
But wouldn't that change who I am?
Yes. But wouldn't it be worth trying to avoid your death?
But if I die and it stops Thorn, doesn't the cycle end with us? There's no risk to anybody else. I don't care what happens to me at this point. I've done enough to the people around me. I don't care what happens to me anymore. But I have to right my wrongs. If I die and it stops Thorn, does the cycle end?
Yes, but
what if I conjoin with him, whether it's possible or not? Doesn't that still leave the chance that together his half of our whole can still do enough harm to the world and to the people around me that I love? Isn't there a chance that he would still be able to hurt people?
I have a vested interest in your survival. You see, my consciousness remains only if my lineage is to continue. And though I don't do much in this library and its contents has lent my eyes to be able to see many paths of the future. If you were to die and your brother were to die, I don't know what the fate of humanity would be afterwards.
Well, the way I see it, the fate of humanity right now, Thorn will kill every remaining god. If he is every part of who I was supposed to be, that is bad. What good could come of humanity with him as the sole ruler with the most power? Nothing. I can't let that happen. I've done enough.
That path is a very dark and dangerous path. If you choose to destroy Thorn and destroy yourself in the process, I cannot stop you. Again, I am merely a hologram. But in case you do decide to take a separate action, you will find in the back of this tome a hollowed out section of pages containing a pair of scissors and a vial. These scissors would cut your own shadow from off of your body, and your shadow would cease to exist. But I believe that the darkness that is Thorn, if he were to be destroyed, you could, in essence, snip the shadow from off of Thorn, and if you were to be reunited, both broken pieces, you could come back together and live again. I do not know how likely it would be. You would have to capture the essence of Thorn in this vial. Then the darkness that is your brother would overtake where your shadow once was, and you would become whole again. You could live on, and your brother would live on in your shadow. In order for that to happen, his power needs to be taken away.
But it can only be taken away with me gone.
Precisely. I urge you to take these scissors, cut your shadow from your body, just in case it helps.
Okay, I guess Zag will take the scissors.
Okay.
And pocket them. Ask the Archivist one final question.
Okay.
Without Thorn, I don't think I have power right now. I used to draw power from ancestors, from Kalen and from the stone he provided me, and from just, I had an inborn gift. But since Thorn came of power, without him, I'm powerless. He's prevented me from performing magic that I know I'm capable of. He has a hold on my abilities. And with that, I don't know how I can even stand a chance at stopping him.
I seem to recall a solution that used to be in this very tome. However, and he looks over the book, it seems to have been modified, and so my memory, once again, fails me. Though I do know that there has been 2 people that Orcus has taught his power of siphoning to. Thorn, your brother, and also to a woman I am all too familiar with, Vecna. If you can find Vecna and have her teach you how to siphon power away from your own brother, I think that should help.
Thank you so much. Great Uncle.
The Archivist will do just fine.
You'll always be Uncle Archivist to me.
Shall we join the others again? You are welcome to share any of this knowledge with your friend. However, I did not want to dampen your good spirits.
I'm in pretty good spirits right now. I have accepted that the things I've done are gonna come with consequences. And these are extreme consequences, but I'm at peace with them. Peace is what I strive to bring to the people around me and to the world. I think it's best she doesn't know. So thank you.
Yes, of course, and I hope you can bring peace back to this world, and well, I hope you do great things. I will be watching.
Well, I do have one last thing to say.
Of course.
As of right now, I just need to right my wrongs. So if your consciousness ends with me, I'm sorry.
It would not be the end of the world if I were not. It could be. I cannot see that far. But I am confident that you will make the right decision. And if you have the brains that run in our family, I'm sure that you will do great, great things.
I don't read very well, but I'm pretty dang smart.
He puts his fingers up to his temples and starts massaging them.
I give people headaches. I don't understand it.
It's a rare power, I must say. Even in death, that hurts my head. Shall we join the others?
Yeah, let's go. It was good to meet you.
Likewise. And he drifts slowly back into the floor, and you are able to exit this room. The secret door latches behind you, and you rejoin Efimia and Cassidy in this main library hallway.
How powerful is the Cox network? So powerful that one day the internet will let your doctor perform miracles from thousands of miles away.
Connecting to remote operating room.
Giving a whole new meaning to the term house call.
Operation complete.
The Cox network. With gig speeds everywhere. It's internet built for tomorrow, today. Cox, bringing us closer. In Cox serviceable areas, speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms apply. Other restrictions may apply.
It's nice to have you rejoin. We had everyone leave the room for that last part with Zag, and
I'm scared. I feel like that Ralph from The Simpsons meme where he's like, I'm in danger.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be fine.
Cassidy, as you exit the door, approaches and says, were you able to find what you were looking for?
Yeah, what were you even looking for?
I definitely found something, but Cassidy, I need to talk to you.
Of course, yeah.
I learned that the power that Thorn has, where he's able to siphon and leech power from others, was taught to Vecna as well.
Oh.
I need to find a way to obtain my power from... I can't rely on Thorn for it anymore.
Okay.
Do you remember how you were able to, when Vecna was a part of you, and I know that's not a part of your life that you want to go back to. But
right, okay.
Do you know how she was able to do that?
even though Vecna and I were not together since the beginning of, well, Vecna and I was able to, since my mind was mostly dormant in the Avani state, I was able to delve into her own memories as well as my own memories and relive many of them. And yes, I do know how she did that.
Can you teach me?
I could. It's very, it's quite the dark arts type of magic if that's what you're after.
My choices right now are either get my power from Thorn and him stealing it from someone else, or I learn this dark power from you and steal it from him.
I guess that's a pretty okay reason to do it. You two converse amongst yourselves. I'm gonna go write down the notes of this ritual down on a paper. I don't really want to articulate them necessarily. I think I might cry. So
I am so sorry to ask you
no,
this.
Had it been for something else, I would completely have just said no. But it's a good even though that Vecna and I's relationship was toxic and unhealthy and abusive, I can just grow back better. So anyway, and she starts crying and she like runs back over to the desk to try and like hide her face. She starts writing down a ritual. And what are the two of you doing as you are standing here in this library?
Zag, I know that you want to do this, and honestly, I'm 100% okay with it. But I want to make sure that you understand what you're doing.
I've never been more sure about anything in my entire life.
I just want to make sure that you don't lose yourself in the fight against your brother. Because obviously, you are not Thorn. Thorn is... I have no idea how you two are identical and have the same genes and DNA. Honestly, it does not make sense to me. Because I met your brother, and he's a little bit of a I just want to make sure that in your fight against him, you don't become him, because dark magic is something I had to delve into a little bit. Obviously, that's how a pact is made, and it can eat at you. I'm not the same person I was years ago. Are you ready for that?
If stopping him means I lose a little bit of myself, I'm willing to do it.
Would you believe I used to be nice?
You're not nice right now? You're like one of my best friends.
Oh, Zach, you're so kind-hearted.
I'm confused. This is the mean Efimia? My world is shattered.
I used to be very naive and very caring to a fault. And honestly, I miss that person sometimes.
Thorn is not going to stop until every god is dead. With every one that he kills, I can feel him become stronger. He's not just wiping them out. He is absorbing a portion of what they had. We're not getting new gods of the 10. With every god that dies, Thorn becomes 2 of those places, 3 of those places. If I don't do something now, he will be unstoppable. And I am the only person that can do anything about it.
All right. Well, I just at least wanted to prep you for what's to come, because it's going to be a lot and it's going to be hard.
I appreciate it.
Just know I have your back.
Zag's going to put a hand on Efimia's shoulder and just say, that means more than you know.
As you guys are having this conversation, Cassidy finishes up the etchings on this paper, and she hands you the parchment, and it is rolled up in this fine scroll-looking thing. And she says, now, if you were to study this, you will be able to siphon power from any being you see fit, that including being deities like your brother. So if you are to continue in this way, you will be able to still be somewhat of a patron, a user of Thorn's magic, without having to be a servant of Thorn's magic. And she hands you a paper detailing the Leech Domain Cleric class abilities and how to do that on a grander scale. And I'm not going to talk about it because dark arts in a clean podcast seems like a thing that I probably shouldn't delve into. She hands you this scroll and you guys are able to peruse anything in the library if you would like, but you do know that by the time that you head back to Greyhaven, War will be waiting, or if not waiting, will be almost finished with his fixing of the Titan ship. So I believe that is where we're going to end our session for the night. My name is Cade, the host and dungeon master of this Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure, and I'm joined here by the characters to my left.
Alec playing Zag.
Marissa playing Efimia.
If you love this content, go on over to patreon.com/knocked. We're going to try and have this arc finished before the characters are able to hear this episode so that we can keep all the Zag secrets. But hopefully, so stick around for that. Check out our new Patreon content that we're coming out with all the time. Check out Himbo's Guide. Again, that's patreon.com/knocked. Thank you so much for your patronage. It truly means the world to us. And we hope that you remember when life knocks you flat on your back, all you got to do is keep rolling. And we hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
2,500 feet! Time to pull our chutes!
25? Did you hear you could save up to 25% off grocery store prices at BJ's Wholesale Club?
Did you say save up to 25% at BJ's?
Yeah, save up to 25% at BJ's!
Whoa! That's like saving up to 1/4 of... Ugh, that's gonna leave a mark.
BJ's. Absurdly simple savings. Shop today. Not a member? Go to bjs.com/simple savings.